Hi, everyone, and welcome to TWF Impact. I'm Michael Cole here with Edward Collins and with Madison Rain. And today we're going to have a follow up of what's been going on Monday Night Raw here on Impact. And today on Impact, we do know what happened yesterday when Katana fought Drew McIntyre and then lost. And then Katana had a came Lear and came Lear to Lear with Seth Rollins, and it didn't quite work out the way Seth Rollins wanted it. He wanted Katana to become one of his followers and worshippers, and it didn't work. Michael Cole said, "That's right. That's right," Edward Collins says. Katana threw Seth Rollins away like clutter. And he didn't like that. So we'll have to see if he's going to do something to her. Well, I'll tell you one thing right now, Madison Rain said, no more Miss Kind Girl. You see, it's not only Corey Graves and Taz that get the right to be a heel and a jerk. I get to be a heel and a jerk too. And I'll tell you, Katana should have not thrown away Seth Rollins like clutter. Not at all. And speaking of that, we got him in the ring now. Katana, you had no right to throw me away like I was clutter. And you see, I got Ted DiBiase younger, or Ted DiBiase namesake with me, and I also got James Storm. I don't know where Akam and Razor got themselves to. They're in some locker somewhere, some box somewhere in this room, and it would take too long to dig them all out. Plus, the truth is, one's out harmed and the other one's out with them. So, the way I look at it, you need to come out here now and you need to become one with me. I don't ask folks to become my followers and worshippers. They choose to follow and worship me. And you should do the same thing, Katana. You should follow and worship me. Well, that's not going to happen, Michael Cole says. Katana isn't going to follow and worship Seth Rollins because he wants her to follow and worship him. Michael Cole says, going around telling everyone they have to follow him and worship him. That's just wrong, Edward Collins said. But I tell you right now, Madison Rain said, it's not wrong. Seth Rollins got Ted DiBiase namesake. He got James Storm. He got Razor and Akam. If we ever do seat them wherever they're at. And here comes Katana again. So you think that I'm going to follow you, right? Is that what you believe? That I'm going to follow you and worship you? Well, let's be earnest, Seth Rollins. There's nothing to worship. There's nothing to follow. There's nothing to onlook. All you are is an evildoer that's going around seeking to shift TWF to your likeness, to what you think it should be. Alright? And I do not onlook you. I will not onlook you. I will not worship you. And I will not follow you. So, you better get out. You need to get out of the ring before I do something to you that James Storm and Ted DiBiase namesake and the AOP, Akam and Razor, if they were here right now, which they're not, would not be able to shield you from. Like what? Like this. Oh! And Katana took down Seth Rollins and James Storm and Ted DiBiase namesake. I think that's what she was talking about, Michael Cole says. That's what she was talking about, what James Storm and Ted DiBiase namesake could not shield Seth Rollins from, Michael Cole says. That. Yeah, you're right about that, Edward Collins said. Seth Rollins couldn't shield himself from that at all. That's truly shameful, Madison Rain says. How dare she not worship him and follow him and onlook him? Katana will pay for that. Seth Rollins will make her gowed for that. He'll make her he'll make her wish she never did do any of that stuff to him. Well, I understand that Ashley Williams is meeting up with Katana. Katana, I don't know how your name goes, I guess Katana. I just saw what you did, and you took down Seth Rollins and his team of evildoers and wrongdoers. And Seth Rollins says he wants to fight you. So if you want to fight Seth Rollins, it'll be on. Tell Seth Rollins he better get ready then, Ashley Williams. If I'm going to fight him tomorrow in NXT, I'm going to take him down. Well, speaking of that, we have the first fight of Impact today. We got Sonya Deville. I tell you right now, I might be a former 24/7 winner, but that's all I seem to be. At the end of the day, that's sad. We might be former that's sad. At the end of the day, I think that I should go after Asuka, since I truly believe Asuka is not ready for me. Well, here comes Asuka in the ring now. Oh, Shayna going down. Asuka taking care of Shayna with a saga of body slams, Michael Cole says. Yeah, Edward Collins said Shayna Deville might not be ready for Asuka. Are you kidding me? Madison Rain says. I'm the one that brought that winning to the TWF back around 2013 while Asuka thinks she's so good. But she's not, Madison Rain said. Asuka's got the Asuka locked down. And down on Sonya Deville. And will Sonya Deville give up here, ding ding? Here is your winner. And still the TWF Women's Heavyweight winner, Asuka. And Asuka has beat Sonya Deville here on Impact and kept her TWF Women's Heavyweight winnings right now. Oh. Well, Michael Cole says, so what do you think about Asuka beating Sonya Deville here on Impact? Well, what do I think? Edward Collins says that Sonya might be a former fighter, now wrestler, but at the end of the day, she couldn't beat Asuka. So, fighter or wrestler, at the end of the day, I don't think that helped her that much. Well, Madison Rain said, I always make a big deal about fighters and wrestlers, and one thinks they're more good than the other. But at the end of the day, I do actually think more greater than the other. But at the end of the day, I do think that Sonya Deville, if everything worked out the way it should have worked out, she would have beat Asuka. She's a former fighter, now wrestler, and it is what it is. I understand now we got Gene Okerlund, and Gene Okerlund's gonna be in the ring now. Ladies and lords, my guest at this time happens to be the man who he believes. Ladies and lords, my guest at this time happens to be the man who. Diva Talks, what do you want? Ladies and lords, my guest at this time happens to be Diva Talk says, how about we get out of the ring? We think about something. All right. All right. All right. We're good. I already had a talk. Ladies and lords, my guest at this time happens to be the woman who is going to fight Seth Rollins and hope that she'll take him down. Please help me in welcoming Katana. Alright, Katana. Apparently you have made a foe already in Seth Rollins. Well, Gene Okerlund, apparently I have already made a foe. And, in Seth Rollins. I do not worship Seth Rollins. I will not follow Seth Rollins. I will not onlook Seth Rollins, since he has not done anything there is to do to be worshipped, or to be followed, or to be onlooked. All he's done is beat up on folks, bully and pick on others, and do evil deeds, and then sadly seek to say that he's doing it for the greater good. Seth Rollins wouldn't know anything about the greater good if it bit him on the butt. Alright? This is the man who started out as the leader of the Shield and made everyone believe that they were righting wrongs, but the truth is they were actually wronging right. They were actually making wrongs instead of they were actually doing wrongs instead of doing right. This is a man who, when he joined up with the headship, this is the man that made everyone believe that he was doing good. But then again, all he was one of Vince McMahon and Hunter Hearst Helmsley and Stephanie McMahon's underlings. And all he truly was doing was just doing what they wanted him to do. And he made everybody think that they were a great team, but they were not. This is a man who, when things didn't quite work out with the Shield the first 2 times, goes out, makes a new team after Raw loses to SmackDown, and then starts beating up on everyone. We've seen what he did to Godzilla, to Samoa Joe, Kevin Owens, Belasca. We saw what he did to Sinner, what he did to Spear. We saw what he did to Ashley Williams in Diva Talks. Alright? We saw what he did to, what he seeked to do to Drew McIntyre. But at the end of the day, Seth Rollins will be taken down. I will deal with him. And it is what it is. Well, Katana, you also seem to have a friendship going with Diva Talks. What are you doing here? I need to talk with Katana. Alright. So, Diva Talk says, Seth Rollins says he wants you to fight, you want to fight Seth Rollins of NXT. Well, Diva Talk says, you dropped me. Well, Katana, you know you work for me. And that little stunt you did to me on Monday Night Raw is not going to stand. What stunt and lark are you talking about? I don't work for you, Diva Talks. I went to fight Drew McIntyre because I wanted to fight him. I don't work for you. I'm not one of your underlings like Kurt Hawkins. Or, by the way, are you going to have Kurt Hawkins come out and jump me from behind? You were talking with Gene Okerlund before you talked with me. Were you telling him something? All I told Gene Okerlund is that who he fought, I was telling Gene Okerlund that he was going to talk with you, Katana. That the man he was going to speak with was shifted. But anyway, you will learn to onlook me, since I am your boss. No, I will not. Oh! And Katana once again just knocked down Diva Talks again here on Impact. So she did what she did on Monday Night Raw, but doing it here on Impact, Michael Cole says. So, what do you think about Katana and her fight with Seth Rollins? Michael Cole says, I think Katana will take Seth Rollins out. I think so, Michael Cole says. I think so too, Edward Collins says. At the end of the day, I truly believe that Katana, if I say the name right, is the one to beat Seth Rollins. Unlike everyone else, that Seth Rollins, forgot about Lad and Jasmine. Seth Rollins took them out too. Everyone, Katana is going to be the one to take out Seth Rollins. Well, I hope you see that way, Madison Rain says. But at the end of the day, Seth Rollins is going to add another stomp, another beatdown to his list of long beatdowns. Well, it's all the time we have here for TWF Impact. I'm Michael Cole for Edward Collins and Madison Rain. We hope you like Impact or Hit or Strike, and we'll see you tomorrow for NXT.